Hi, it's Tech Thursday. I'm Cassie.
I'm Nicole.
And this week we're talking about online scheduling.
It's true.
I don't have the notes.
That's okay. Well, we all need online scheduling. And the idea is that some of us need kind of to schedule bigger things, that maybe we're doing a concert and we want to sell particular seats at a particular, or in a particular section anyway. Some of us are just selling at events that there's just general admission, and then there's a set amount of people that are going to be there. And maybe after a set amount of people, it's going to turn off, or maybe there's a special introductory rate for the first X amount of people, and then it kicks into the full rate. And then there's those of us who just book our time, whether you're a plumber or a consultant or a doctor.
So one of the scheduling programs that I've familiarized myself with in recent times is Falslate. And the example that they use a lot of the time is doctors. Like when you go through the tutorial, it's like,
oh, really?
And which provider do you want?
Huh. Okay, yeah. So you can pick your doctor that you're. Yeah. Oh, interesting.
So, and
I've seen other applications though. When I was like looking online, I saw there was a tanning salon. So like, if you think of anything that has,
which booth do you want?
Right. Like which booth, like, and I think you can book it in whatever time increment you want, right? Like you could have 15-minute bookings or 20-minute bookings, or does it have to be an hour?
It's less flexible with timing. You have to do, I think it'll let you do half hour, but
you probably want a little bit of buffer time anyway to clean the booths between people.
I don't know if people necessarily tan for a whole hour.
Well, what I was thinking is if it was half hour, right, you'd have like the person who comes in 15 minutes, and then you want a little bit of time, a changeover time. So even people who, around where we live, a lot of people do like weekly rental bookings. And so what they want is people to book for the week, and then they want a changeover day. And all that means is a day that they can go in and clean and, make sure that you haven't punched through a wall or something when you've rented the place. I'm picturing the wild. There's a rental house a little bit across the street from our current office, and they typically rent it to groups of people because it's pretty big. And there were these guys that were the wiffle ball guys. Yeah, it was like 10 a.m. and we just heard all this ruckus. Like,
I think we had just filmed a Tech Thursday too.
Yes, it's true. I remember being like, oh, that could have been in our filming. Yeah. But we had the windows open because it was, summer, and we just heard like this ruckus, and we looked outside, and these guys were like drinking beer and playing wiffle ball, like in the middle of our not very busy street, admittedly. So I guess most people, I guess, when they have time built in, they don't want to like maybe have meeting after meeting. They might want a little bit of time in there to, get a coffee or have a snack, or simply clean up after the person who was in there last,
or like setup time. Like for Anchor Space, we buffered in the conference room. We have a booking for an hour, but there's like a 15-minute chunk of time.
That was so smart.
Recommended. You don't have to have it, but it's like in the notes, like if you need to set up AV stuff, if like one of us needs to go in and help you stuff in, like.
And you did that? That's so smart.
I just added it in the notes, like, please do this.
Nice.
So you don't pull our hair out later.
Yeah, I appreciate not pulling hair out later. So, the thing with online scheduling, as we've seen, we've been looking at it for other people too. We have one of our clients has an excursion where he takes people out 3 different times a day. And I'm still not sure what those times are. I'm trying to get those from him, but there's like a morning cruise, an afternoon cruise, and like a later in the day / evening cruise. And there's a certain amount of tickets that can be purchased with each cruise because, the Coast Guard and Sanity probably. But so he needs a way to be able to have people book for that time as well. So basically, no matter what kind of business, most businesses need to schedule something, even if it's, even a car dealership maybe would want to schedule test drives for cars, so that maybe there's not someone coming in to test drive. 3 people aren't coming in to test drive the same car at the same time during their lunch hour or something like that.
True. Another thing with car dealerships is a lot of them have maintenance So you can schedule maintenance online.
Right. So I was trying to think of an example of least likely people that would need schedules, and we can still think of examples. So most everyone needs to schedule something, whether it's meetings, and internal stuff, or whether it's scheduling things with the public. So so we've looked around at a fair bit of scheduling software, and some of it definitely works better than others. They all a lot of them seem to cost something.
Yes. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, and I guess the idea being that, I guess, if you're not going to make any money off a transaction, then maybe you should be scheduling it. Some of them charge a monthly fee. I don't know if you've seen do some of them charge a per time thing or?
Yeah, it depends on how much volume the way that you're scheduling. So, I'd say like 95% of the scheduling software that I've seen will give you a free month trial.
Right.
Which is awesome because you don't really know if it's going to work for you until you start using it.
That's true.
9 times out of 10.
Right. So you can do all the research you want, but
9.5 times out of 10.
9.5 times.
Consistency in my statistics. Yeah, that was a very whimsical number that I just threw out there, but yeah. And depending on how you're scheduling, like if you're doing concert ticket booking versus like Nicole and I scheduling meetings with people, those are going to require different amounts of traffic. We're not necessarily taking payment.
Yeah, we're not
for scheduling a meeting with a client, but
it's true.
If you're buying a concert ticket, yeah, you're going to pay for that up front. Mm-hmm. So depending on those, there's a lot of different factors that'll go into how much you pay. Mm-hmm. And with Full Slate, there are some workarounds.
Right. So let's give the people some questions that they can think about as they're trying to pick a software. So one thing is you want to think about is how regularly you want to schedule things. So for example, do you want to do, like for us, do we want to have weekday meetings that can be booked hour to hour, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.? Or do you want some kind of different schedule? Because like Cassie was saying, sometimes they charge you for an amount of events that you have. So knowing how many events going in will allow you to look at a price and see if they charge per event, if it's worth you paying that. Another question to ask yourself is if you're going to take payment at the moment, or if you're going to hold the person's credit card and then take payment after. Like a hotel is a good example that we're all familiar with you put in your credit card and it kind of holds the room until you're standing in front of them, and at which point you're charged. So that's another thing to consider is, are you taking payment? Some of these systems take payment and some of them don't.
And I mean, another thing is, what's your actual budget? How much are you as a business able to spend on this software every month or year? Some are more expensive and others aren't. So
right. Well, and you want to factor in like staff time. So if you have somebody who's spending 5 hours a week scheduling stuff, and you think that you can find an online thing, and you're paying this person, let's say, I don't know, say you're paying this person $50 a week or something. I'm just making it easy math. And if the software costs $50 a month, well, you're saving that person 5 hours a week. So it's worth that investment to you.
Good old cost benefit analysis.
Totally. So like one of the things, so there's actually a service that exists on the internet that I recently found out about called Fancy Hands. And what I like about it is, so what happens is people book a meeting and they get how to do it, and then something changes. So what I realized is I was spending a couple of hours a week at least rescheduling meetings that had already been scheduled. So people saying, oh, I can't come in Tuesday, can I come in Thursday instead? And that was just like creating this volume of email of back and forth that seemed like a bit, ridiculous to me. So I was wondering if there was just somebody out there that just did this. And apparently this service, all they do is you copy them on the email and you say, hi, so-and-so, thanks for emailing me. My person, Ashley, is gonna, schedule a meeting. And they'll like call people or they'll email them, and they work with your Google Calendar, and they'll actually schedule in the meetings with the person. So it's been, so far I've been using it for a week, and it's been pretty great. And it's worth the amount of time. I think the introductory month, I found a 50% off coupon. It was $25 for the month. And then it turns into $50 a month. But the amount of time I'm saving, it's worth that to me, to have a service like that. So not only, so think about the cost, but also think about like what you're currently spending on it, even if that isn't in software. That's probably in your time or someone else's time to do these transactions. So yeah, for sure. I'm trying to think of other things that. Oh, do people need to get notifications? And you know a little bit more about that than I do. Is that you or me?
It's my doctor's office.
Oh, nice. Oh, bummer.
Speaking of scheduling. So, I actually don't know a whole lot about that.
Oh, that's okay. Didn't mean to put you on the spot there.
No.
I know that you can set it. So when you make an appointment, and sometimes like the doctor's office will call you to remind you of an appointment. What you can do with some of these scheduling programs is you can set like a text message or an email to go out reminding the person at the meeting. If you have forgetful types or whimsical people who need a little reminder, you can totally have something like that set up. Some services offer. So the question is, do you need that? And think about everything you need potentially adding to the price, but not necessarily. So make a list of everything that you'd want.
Another thing is, how strict do you want scheduling to be? So for Nicole and I, what do we want? It doesn't work as well with concerts. Do we want people to be able to just book a meeting or book a conference room without having to go through us necessarily? Or do we want to be able to go through and be like, yes, you can come in?
So it's like a conditional approval kind of thing?
Yeah, like they'll request it and then we get a thing. Or do we want them to just be able to be like, blah, and then we just get a notification like so-and-so's coming in? Like, yeah, cool.
What do we have for Anchorspace? Do we have approval turned on, or we just have booking? Come on in.
I think we...
I know it's
ours
been a
is
while.
open right now.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
But we have it. Yeah, we hold credit cards.
Yeah.
To begin with.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
FYI.
Yeah. FYI. But it's not. It's like, it's so funny because people say they want something to happen, and what they're thinking is of kind of like that end result of the person showing up on their boat or that person sitting down in their conference room. And they're, thinking about how it's going to work is really helpful too. So do you need to take payment? Does the person need a reminder? How many events are you going to hold a month?
Are you booking by space, by time, by person?
Oh, yeah. So there could be multiple tanning booths, for example, that you could pick from, the standing one or the laying down one, or there could be multiple people to pick to meet from. Yeah, that's a good point. So like really understand kind of what the options are that you want to offer for people. And there's definitely different scheduling programs that work better for different kinds of things.
Do a little homework.
Do a little homework. Yeah, and thinking about your process is really helpful. We've talked with a local caterer. She was putting everything on Facebook and people were just leaving comments. So we asked her some guiding questions and kind of helped her like figure out a system that was going to work for her staff so that people would sign up for events. She would have backup people and they would get notifications reminding them of, for example, wear a black shirt and black pants to this event versus a different event might be wear a white shirt and black pants. Different events require different things that you wear apparently if you're a catering person. So yeah, so that's, I'm trying to think if there's anything else about online scheduling. I could pull up the notes. Let me look.
Yeah, that might
pull up the notes really quick. Well, I think we're still hanging out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Camera's on.
Oh, we just can't see ourselves. Okay. Well, that's probably better anyway. I have hair envy with Cassie. Okay. I'm like, oh. Okay. So yeah. Oh, yeah. Also, yeah. Why don't you go ahead with that one, Cass?
Which one? I feel like we might have been looking at different ones.
I'm looking at the regularly occurring event versus one and done.
Oh, yeah, regular. I was just going to try to say that and got tongue-tied.
Is that the one you were looking at?
No.
Oh, thanks. I'm glad we clarified that.
Yeah, I'm totally useless without an outline. This is feel like all the things are coming back to me now. So if you have a regularly occurring event, whoa. So check Thursday, regularly occurring event.
Regularly occurring event every Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, so if you have something like that different softwares, you can just kind of set up and it just automatically goes. Or if you have a one and done event. So for instance, a conference like Making More Bacon 2015 in May. That's a one and done thing. We know it's going to happen once. Mm-hmm. There are different softwares they'll just build a website around one event. WordPress, WordCamp.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Right. Yeah. So you can, most WordCamps have
just like the one website. Yeah. Other events have it too.
Yeah.
A lot of festivals.
Yeah.
Burning Man.
Oh my God, Burning Man. Someday Cassie's gonna go to Burning Man and it's gonna be epic.
I might not come back.
Then don't go to Burning Man.
I don't know. No, I mean, like, I don't know if I'd make it out alive.
I think you'd probably make it out alive. I've seen people who've gone there. You'll be fine. You're tougher than those people.
Pretty tough.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the other so there's scheduling, but also if you're the kind of person who gives classes and stuff, there's something called a learning management system. So a learning management system means that, for example, maybe you teach multiple classes, you have people who sign up for one class, so you have a class roster, maybe you want to email out ahead of time that, oh, here's our syllabus for the class that's coming up. So you can definitely, there are certain things that are built to teach classes. There are certain things that are built to sell tickets, like in a venue and you pick your seat. And there are certain things that are, booking, like Cassie said, a time or a person or a space. So, just know, so those are some of the words, I guess, that you could look for if you were looking for a learning management system or if you were looking for, some kind of scheduling software. It's a little bit kind of lighter in terms of features, but also lighter in terms of interface too.
Yes. And then another good best practice thing is setting clear expectations with your booking. Mm-hmm. Don't confuse people. Like, let them know what they're scheduling.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes people have their heart set on using a certain software. They're like, oh, I really want to use this software. And I went through with somebody and it was for like an outdoor excursion. So I was going through it and it was like, your appointment is at this time and, here's adding this appointment here. And like the way that it was phrased, it was like I was setting up an appointment to talk to him about the fishing trip versus booking a fishing trip. Like it was almost like that particular software didn't seem like it was either suited to, say, booking fishing trips or that like some of the language needed to change. So having a few people go through it, setting up a test booking and having a couple of people go through it on their computers and on their phones to make sure that everything's showing up the way that it should be and that there's no weirdness. There's something with having an objective third party.
Yes.
So just set up like a way to do something for free, or if you're testing payment, set up a little 50-cent thing or something, and then pay the person back because, yeah, you should do that. And then have them go through it and see like, okay, well, like, what does this feel like? Does this receipt seem weird that I get via email for this payment? That kind of thing.
Are you really annoyed? Do you want to punch the computer?
Yeah, is it loading fast? Is it actually displaying on your mobile screen? These are all things that testing will help you do. So
is it clear what you're getting into?
Right. So as you're going through software, yes, like Cassie said, do your homework, make a list of things that you want it to do, what you don't want it to do. Find one that you want to try out and then try it with a really small group of people, like a group of beta testers, i.e. your friends or maybe a couple people on your staff who are going to be using it before you roll it out as this big change thing, because people don't like big software changes if they haven't been part of the discussion, typically.
Yeah, like there were a couple things with the full slate scheduling because I'd been back there for so long. It was just like a language I understood at a certain point. So there were things I had to get other people to look at it because I was like, this all looks fine to me. But
yeah,
I don't know, because I've just been looking at it for 3 days straight. So.
Right. So Cassie set up our online booking. So we have two things. One is like we have like a day pass, and we're letting an X number of people book a day pass at this new office space that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And then people can book the conference room by the hour. So there was 2 different kind of booking things to set up. So Cassie set up both, and then she sent the test email to all of us to break even. And I went through and kind of took screenshots and tried stuff, and got her some feedback, and then she was able to go through and, you know, make changes. So having a couple of sets of eyeballs on something never hurts, especially if the public is going to interact with it, because you want them to feel like they know what's going on. And that, because think of this as you might not have ever met the people who are booking on your site. So this is their first interaction with your company. So they've looked at your website and they're impressed enough to say, all right, I'm going to book something now. So you can't make that process weird, because it'll make people feel a little weird maybe about, you know, the haircut you're about to give them or the advice about their business that they're about to get from you.
Yeah. And if they think that, if they come in with like a slightly annoyed or perturbed, or like, I just feel dumber for not being able to figure that out. It's not necessarily the dude you want to bring into a meeting, or someone you don't make people feel stupid.
Right. It's always a good mantra, don't make people feel stupid. And if you're not sure if you have an online booking software and you're wondering if you're making people feel stupid, go in your website data, see how many people get to the schedule screen, and then see how many people get through the process. Like if you have like a bunch of people bailing on the second page of your sign up, then that tells you that there's a problem on that page. There's a reason that everyone's abandoning there. So that's like one way to do it, is if you see that 100 people looked at your scheduling page and nobody's booked anything, but maybe they've started the process and nobody ever finished, time to look at your process. Because clearly people were interested enough to get to that page. But something is happening. Something is confusing them or making them not want to do this.
A horror movie trailer. Like, what happened?
She wanted to book an eye doctor appointment, and then things went horribly wrong. What is it? I don't know where I'm clicking.
Everyone keeps disappearing from our scheduling page. Anyway.
Oh my God.
I watched some.
You watched a horror movie?
I watched The Conjuring on Monday when I was kind of like,
I've never seen that.
I was like halfway through. I was like, what am I doing? This is a terrible idea. I'd seen it once before, but yeah.
I know. I'm not a big scary movie person. I have to watch it a day like today. It has to be like bright out. It has to be in the middle of the day. I like cannot watch that stuff at night, or else I'll never sleep. And it's too bad because Derek, my husband, loves the like the Walking Dead and stuff. I remember like I woke up and I fell asleep on the couch and there was like some guy ripping another guy's arm off, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. He's like, this is awesome.
But the zombies, so the arms just kind of fall off. It's not so much.
I guess Rip is like. I guess I saw someone holding someone else's arm, and I thought, I think it's time for me to go to bed.
It is kind of gross.
And on that note, thanks for watching Tech Thursday, where we get a little sillier every week, but hopefully we've given you something to think about in terms of online scheduling with your business, whether it's special event stuff or stuff you do on a regular basis.
Yeah. And if you have any other issues or topics that you'd like to hear us talk about, get at us.
Get at us.
The end.
The end. That's it. Comment on this video may help. Yes. As might an email through the contact form of our website.
Yeah, the usual stuff.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everyone. And and possibly next time we will film from our new location. Not that you see much of this location, but it's exciting.
You have a good idea of the wall.
Yeah, there'll be a different wall behind us. All right, everyone, have a great week, and talk to you soon.
Bye.